Hi, vegan hearts. I believe that if you're watching this video that you're already a vegan heart or that you are about to becoming one. And I'm here to help you with that. So in today's video, I want to talk about the reality of weight loss on a high-carb vegan diet. And in 2016, I finally made it to be vegan. So this was the date where I started no longer having non-vegan falling off the vegan periods. I just stayed vegan in June 2016. And it took me a while. So I tried to be vegan. I tried, but I always gave in to cravings. So now from June 2016 to now, until now, I lost about 8 inches around my waist. And that is over the period of 2 years. And in this 2 years, I was not perfect. So there was another, maybe 1 year, where I still, so from 2016 to June 2017, I was still bargaining with myself. I was still arguing. I was still saying, well, yeah, maybe I can have oil, maybe I can have salt. I was still eating those things. I was still occasionally having processed vegan foods. And every time I had vegan foods, it was a binge. It was over several days and over several, sometimes weeks. It was all vegan, but it was high fat and high salt. And in this time, in my head, I was a high-carb, low-fat vegan, but I actually wasn't. And I was like getting awareness that I still expected the results. And my weight loss was very slow, and I was like a little bit disappointed, and I was like setting myself up for giving up. And there was a day where I was thinking, okay, what do you want? Do you really want to be a vegan? Do you really want to be a high-carb, low-fat vegan? What would be the alternative? Do you want to be a junk food vegan and then what? Gaining all the weight that you lost back and maybe some more, like it is when you eat a high-fat diet? Or do you really want to go this path and all these inspiring photos on the internet, all these inspiring stories, before and after stories from people who lost a lot of weight, changed their mindset, and went vegan and looked great afterwards? Do you want that, or do you what do you want? And I was like, okay, I wanted to be a high-carb, low-fat vegan. And I remember I had last vegan binge with high fats and a lot of white wheat and a lot of processed junk. That was right after my father died, and this was a typical situation for me when I needed binges, was when there's something difficult, when I was facing a difficult situation in my life. And after that, I understood that I was weakening myself with this sort of eating, with a high fat, high salt, high processed, even if it's vegan food, in a time where I needed to be mentally and emotionally strong, and where I needed to support myself. I was dragging myself down with this binge. Okay, for a second it feels good, but after, I don't know, after you don't feel good. When you realize that you have put on weight, when this binge goes on for days and weeks, you will put on the weight. And I put on the weight very fast, and I experienced that I don't feel good. When I am really on this high-carb, low-fat vegan path, when I really eat properly, I don't have any problems. And I feel good about myself. And you see that when I look in the mirror, I smile. Or when I look in the mirror, I'm happy to see my reflection in the window, something. I feel good about myself. I feel just right. And once I go away from this, and I stuff myself with white wheat, high fat, high salt foods, processed vegan junk foods, I start feeling bad about myself. And I don't want that anymore. And especially, I don't want that in a time where I need to be strong. So, from that moment on, I made some more changes in my diet. I really made sure that I drink 3 liters of water a day. I made sure that I really go to bed early. I made sure that I wake up early. I make sure that I got 20 minutes outside every day at last. 20 minutes of sunshine. And I made sure that I really, really exercise. And then, from that moment on, I could tell a difference. So I started losing weight again, and it continued. It's still slow, but it's like stable. There is no stop anymore, because I wasn't gaining weight when I had some high-fat binges or white wheat binges, but it was definitely slowing down. It was already slow. So still, my weight loss is very slow. For example, in June 2016, I measured my waist. And I measured it this year again for today, and I lost 8 inches around my waist. And this was over the span of 2 years. So, when you want to lose weight, the number one thing I realized that I needed is patience. Patience, and this patience comes. I'm not naturally patient. This patience is generated by all the knowledge I have about veganism now. It's really, really important to me. I really want to be a vegan. And there is no other way. When I want to be a vegan, when I really want to be a vegan, I have to be a vegan. So that means I have to eat vegan food and all the other things that belongs to be vegan. So not wearing leather shoes and all these stuff. I adopted the mindset of a vegan, how I think about us as humans using animals. That is wrong. And I want that, and I know that it's right. So I had to overcome my cravings. And this is, again, mindset is everything. For example, my cheese cravings, I overcame them by realizing that my obsessive thinking before each binge made me give in. So I substituted my thoughts about cheese with potatoes, and I made sure that I would eat enough. And instead of thinking about cheese, I would just eat potatoes. And I realized that after I went oil-free and salt-free, these cravings are non-existent. I don't crave those things anymore. I may be a little bit, get a little bit like insecure when I don't eat enough. So when I don't eat high calories. But when I eat enough, when I'm satisfied, when I don't wait until I'm extremely hungry, I'm very secure and I don't get cravings anymore. And this is after I went oil-free and salt-free. And this is amazing. And I think that you're not craving cheese. You're not craving meat. What you crave is the salt in the meat combination with the fat. And you crave the salt-fat combination in the cheese. Okay, this was just what I wanted to say. And I'm going to finish off this video with a request. And I ask you, please veganize it. Veganize your mind, veganize your heart, veganize the world. Bye.